Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. May God bless you. Keep subscribing. And remember to turn on the subscribe notification bell so that once I upload a video, you are able to be notified. Our target is 100,000 subscribers. And I really know it's possible. We are at 41,000. I know it's possible, ladies and gentlemen. This is the true platform we are building for generations to come. We speak as it is. We do not hide on this platform. And may God really bless you. As I always say, time is not on our side. Days are really running. You saw Bob Owino practicing some karate ahead of the mass action announced by our Baba Raila Molo Odinga. Ladies and gentlemen, Kenyans are waiting for that day, and we believe that we will have fruits. My work is to be breaking down for you how things are running on the ground. Now, let me say this, Kakasungura. I will be mixing Swahili and English where applicable so that my points can be home, clear, and precise. I want to send my greetings to my fans from Uganda. You are really useful to us, and may God really bless you. I want to send my greetings to my fans in Tanzania, Rwanda, Kenya, and outside Africa. May God really bless you, and you are a blessing to our platform. You know, there's something that Kenyans, we are not understanding as far as the Western countries are concerned. And this is what I'm going to explain to you today. And allow me to be using Swahili in some of the statements so that I can pass the information the way I want. Kuna jambo ambalo wa Kenya hawaelewi kuhusiana na wazungu. Kuna mwimbaji mmoja from Tanzania is a renowned gospel artist, anaitwa Faustin Munishi. Kuna wimbo aliimba akiwekewa sanctions asiende Amerika, na aliimba akionya Afrika akiwaambia kwamba muone au mkue makini sana, msiabudu Amerika. Na mimi ninapoangalia huu wimbo, kwangu ni wimbo wa unabii. Faustin Munishi yu hai, na najua kwamba siku moja nikipata nafasi nitamhoji ili anipatie ufunuo zaidi kuhusiana na wimbo huu ambao aliuimba miaka mingi imepita. Na wakati huu wimbo ulitoka, ulienea pande zote Afrika na nje Afrika. Na wimbo huu kwangu ninapoangalia vizuri ni unabii Munishi aliimba akionya Waafrika kwamba muwe makini sana, msiabudu Amerika. Ujumbe huu unamaanisha nini kwa Mkenya anayenisikiliza katika video hii? Wakenya wenzangu watukufu, nisikilize. Mahali Kenya imefika, sitakosa kusema kwamba, au niseme kwamba sitakosea kusema kwamba viongozi wa Kenya kwanza wanaiabudu Amerika zaidi kuliko viongozi wote ambao tumekuwa nao tangu Kenya ijinyakulia uhuru. Mbona niseme haya? Unajua, wale watu ambao wamefanikiwa kuonja pesa za wazungu, iwe ni katika miradi ya kiserikali, iwe ni katika miradi ya kampuni, iwe ni katika miradi ya mashirika yasiyo ya kiserikali, wale ambao wamefanikiwa kuonja pesa za wazungu, kuna sheria na maagizo ambayo lazima uyafuate kwa makini ili waendelee kukupa hizo hela. There are a series of conditions you must meet as a person, as an organization, as an NGO, as a government, as a company, or any other they have sponsored. You must adhere to a series of conditions for them to continue funding you. Like now, I want to give an example of free primary education during Mwai Kibaki's tenure. Free primary education was a negotiation between Kenya and the Western countries. They fund the education through loans and grants so that Kenya can abolish corporal punishment, among other series of conditions in the education sector. What they entirely branded as the rights of pupils. Right? Kenya agreed to adhere to them. They abolished corporal punishment. It was not the Kenya's decision, but it was a demand from the funds that were sent to the education ministry kutoka kwa wazungu. Now, in the Kenya Kwanza government, there is a trajectory that the government has taken which is very dangerous. And to me, this is a trap that was set by the Western countries to William Ruto, and blindly the Kenya Kwanza government has fallen into the trap. One of the traps is the Kenya Kwanza government is extravagant in this sense. If you look at the expenditure, the Star newspaper published how the Kenya Kwanza has spent their cash in the last 6 months in government. And something disturbed my mind when I saw that the travels and expenditure has, hey, does this English make sense? Travels and expenditure, no. I just meant like this. On travels and luxury, the Kenya Kwanza government spent the highest as compared to money allocated to education, money allocated to agriculture, money allocated to, in general, money allocated to development was much lesser as compared to the money spent on travels, luxury, and food. This tells you what? The Kenya Kwanza government doesn't care about development. The whole agenda first is for their stomachs to be full. Now, when they are doing this, there was a report that was released by the Auditor General, and the report indicated that in the past 6 months, the Kenya Kwanza government has squandered, not even the Kenya Kwanza government, the executive alone have squandered the budget meant for a whole year, a budget that was meant for 12 months. Kenya Kwanza executive has squandered that cash in just 7 months. So an annual budget that is allocated to the executive has been eaten in just 7 months. That is a clear indication to each and every Kenyan that the Kenya Kwanza government is extravagant. When someone is extravagant, you must seek alternative sources of income to fund your lifestyle. The only available source of fund for Kenya Kwanza to fund their expensive lifestyle is to seek loans. And when they were seeking loans, there was a report that the Kenya's borrowing had surpassed the limit which could not allow them to go for extra borrowing from China. The only available option in Kenya Kwanza government was the International Monetary Fund. and you understand IMF fund is from the United Nations. That is the Western countries. There are some dots I want you to connect in this whole explanation so that you understand where I'm heading, where I'm coming from, and where I'm heading to. Listen, Kenyans of goodwill. The only option that was left for William Ruto to fund his government, not only to fund his government, but to fund his extravagant lifestyle, the only option left was to beg the International Monetary Fund, though on a high interest rate, for it to lend the money, but with conditions. I don't know if you're getting what I'm explaining. First, I said, when the West has decided to fund you, they don't just fund you. They fund you with a series of some rules and regulations you must agree and adhere to for them to continue funding you. Once you agree to the conditions, once you start adhering to the conditions, you become their friends. So the International Monetary Fund came from the West, but with a series of rules and regulations for Kenya Kwanza to first adhere to, for them to receive the cash. Go to internet and research IMF recommendation to the Kenya Kwanza government. Ladies and gentlemen, we were told by the government that they have accepted to adhere into the conditions. So they were given the funds. That tells you they became, they were bound. They were put under the chains of the IMF. Yani, wakati serikali ya Kenya Kwanza ilikubali kwamba tutafuata na kutii masharti ya IMF na wakapewa pesa, inamaanisha sisi wa Kenya na serikali yote kwa jumla tulifungwa mateka na wazungu. Kwa nini? Wametupatia pesa na tumefungwa chini ya sheria zao za kuzitumia hizi pesa. So we became their slaves. I think this is sinking into you now. So as we speak, Kenya is a slave. Kenya Kwanza government is a slave to the Western nations. To the West. Let me call it the West. Kenya has now become a slave to the West. Meaning, the West can easily control us because they have given us cash. Even the Bible says that the one who is receiving, how does it put it? Yani, acha niweke kwa Kiswahili sijui kama itaeleweka. Anayekopesha anakuwa, how do I put it? Yani, yani, okay. There's a point I want to drive, but sijapata the best way to put it. Yani, yule mtu anayekopa pesa, the person who is borrowing. Yes, imekuja. The Bible says the borrower becomes a slave to the lender. Come on, my pap. The borrower, the person borrowing. Once you borrow the cash, you become a slave to that person lending you the cash, right? Now, Kenya, we have become slaves of the West because they are lending us. Meaning, they are now controlling us. We become slaves. Unajua slave ni mtu amefungwa na mfungwa ndio ataamua siku ambayo atakufungua. So we become the slaves. That is why you see this. So the Kenya, okay. Umejipata mahali unataka ku explain point na you are not sure if the people you are explaining to are getting what you are saying. This is what I mean. Serikali ya Kenya kwanza hawa wazungu waliona wako na njaa. Right? they saw Kenya Kwanza is desperate for cash. When Kenya Kwanza is desperate for cash, and they had a solution to give the cash, but with the tough condition, you must be our slave. And the Kenya Kwanza had no alternative but to take the cash. Once they took the cash, we became the slaves to those people. Meaning, they at a higher percentage, they're able to control us because we have no alternative. My climax is this. A trap was set for William Ruto. The trap was ukonja, pesa ndio hii chukua. That was a trap. Ukonja, si wewe umeingia ni president, a new president. Umefanya campaign na hauna cash. Sasa you need cash to run your government. Okay, as IMF, pesa ndio hii. Lakini tunapokupa pesa, lazima ufanye 1 2 3 4 5. Kwa sababu Ruto alikuwa anataka pesa na hakuwa na alternative. He fell into the trap of slavery. As we speak, it will take us ages to remove ourselves from the control. Right now, we are being controlled by the West. Some of the decisions you see in government, don't think they emanate from Kenya Kwanza. Those are decisions from the West. High taxes is from the West. Removing subsidies is from the West. It's not a decision from Kenya. Understand this. High cost of living, even if it's hitting every country, but then kuuza KQ. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a decision from the IMF, and it told Kenya, you must privatize. You must privatize some of the government parastatus. That's why umesikia Ruto ameweka tangazo kwamba wanauza KQ. Kufikia hapo, kama hujaelewa what I'm saying, you need an heavenly intervention. God bless you. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.